You know what the problem with Real Brokerage is? We're going to get to that in just a second, because I've been with Real now for 20 months, and it's about time I gave an honest and transparent review of my time with the company. And honestly, I've been selling real estate for 19 years, and some of the things I'm going to discuss about this review over the past 20 months, frankly, will probably shock you. But if you want to skip all of this and just give me a call and find out my personal story from soup to nuts, A to Z, let me know. Contact me below with the Calendly link or the contact information. So let's jump right into it, guys. Let's talk about first and foremost why I made the move. I think it's important for context to understand who you're listening to and why you should listen any further on this video. And so I'll share with you right now the number one reason why I made the move is because I was getting tired of every single January 2nd resetting the clock, punching the clock, and just having to reset the entire business, because it didn't matter if you sold one house or 560 houses the year before. The next year, you reset to zero and no one cared what you did the year before. And so those of us in this business understand that's the nature of the business. It's a grind. And every year you're resetting it. There's no residual except for referrals. Obviously, you can consider that residual to an extent, but there's nothing on the books that's automatically going to reward you financially and keep coming in on a consistent basis for the work you previously put in the years before. And honestly, that was a little frustrating and disheartening because there was nothing else I could do about it unless I wanted to switch careers. So I thought about maybe doing that at one point, actually several years ago. But then I figured, you know what? I do have a good thing going. This business is a good business. It's a great business. But is there something that can be added to it to help you have that additional stream of income that might reward you for the work you put in previously in the past? And then I got introduced to a cloud-based brokerage model of EXP. And EXP has a lot of good things going for it. And at the time I got pitched this 5 to 6 years ago, there were some big agents going over there, and I thought about maybe doing it. It just didn't work out. And there was a lot of reasons for that. You know, one of the big reasons is I just didn't know the sustainability of that type of model. It was the first one to market of its kind to an extent, and I just wasn't sure if that's going to stick around or not. Being the fact it was a publicly traded company with shareholders, a board, and all this stuff, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty around it, in my opinion. And maybe it's because I was just uneducated at the time and just didn't give it enough time of day to learn more about it. Maybe I should have. But nonetheless, here we are. You can't dwell on decisions you did or did not make in the past. You can only move forward, and that's what I decided to do. And that's exactly when I got introduced to Real Brokerage. And so for me, to be very transparent to you, it was a financial thing. I wanted to figure out how I could multiply, make more, working the same amount of hours a week and not trying to work double the hours to get double the result. And with this type of model, that's exactly what can happen. So 20 months later, I want to share with you a few of my results on the financial side, because that's the main reason I made the decision to come over to begin with. And then of course, after I was here, I started experiencing all these other things that I had no idea was possible with a brokerage in general, let alone a cloud-based brokerage with no physical office space that the company actually provides to all the agents. How is this possible? But it is. And it all starts with leadership from the top down. Real is not a top-down company, but the leadership at the top of any company is what's going to drive the results and drive the culture. And that is huge. Having standards around the culture, having standards around the people they bring over to the company, having expectations written down in black ink so it's very clear on what people are expected to do or not do when they come to your company. It's a privilege to be at this company, not an entitlement to be at this company. And that's what I love about this company. And that's just one of the many reasons why it's growing exponentially and is the fastest growing real estate brokerage in all of North America. So back to the financial aspect of things. Let's focus on two things today that we're going to talk that were just add-ons. I was already doing my business the way I was doing it for the past 18 years. And now I'm just adding on the ability, the option to potentially have this additional stream of income or incomes come in for doing the same business I've already been doing for the past 18 years, helping people buy and sell or invest in real estate. So I have plenty of videos on the stock and the revenue share and how this all works. So we're not going to talk about that today. What we're going to talk about are the activities I did with the stock and all I did and what it has produced so far, which for me are three main things. Number one, I participated fully in the stock purchase program that Real offers. With the stock purchase program, you have the ability to put either 5 to up to 10% of your check at closing towards Real stock, and the company will match it anywhere from 10 to up to 20% of what you put in. They will match, which is, last time I checked, free money. But we all know how human beings work when it comes to money. If we don't see it, we kind of forget about it. And if we forget about it and let it sit over here and potentially it happens to grow, it could be this big thing in the future. Whereas the reality is, if you see it, it's right in front of you in your account that you normally operate out of, your checking account, you have the ability to do what? Spend it. Or maybe you're just different and unlike everyone else in America. But even if you are, I tend to think of myself as a pretty disciplined person when it comes to finances, but I still love the ability to just put it over here, set it, forget it, and it buys a stock that is growing. Because when I joined around October of 2022, the stock was in the low $1 range, and now it's hovering around $5 a share, which is huge. So again, back to the stock thing. I participated fully in the stock purchase program and still do to this day. And then I hit elite agent because I happen to sell a good amount of real estate. And that is a huge bonus when it comes to them providing free stock to you as the agent for hitting that elite agent award, which is $16,000 of company stock. And then I'm teaching in Real Academy, which is part of the Culture Award. So after 12 months of teaching in Real Academy, one time a month, they will give you up to $8,000 of company stock as well. So without that even being paid yet, which will be paid next month, I'm already over 62,000 shares of company stock for just doing these three things. So with those 62,000 plus shares, and the fact that most of them were bought around the $1, $2, $3 mark, to seeing where it's at today, hovering around $5 a share, you could do the math on this, and it's a good amount of money. It's a huge amount of money. And all I did was simply take my business and my team and put it on a platform that is different, that is cloud-based, that gives this opportunity to where if you're going to produce a lot of real estate, to have this side stream of income. Business did not change. Business as usual. When we moved over, it was just that. Business as usual, nothing changed. You were just now given the opportunity to have this additional stream of income for doing the job you've already been doing if you've been selling real estate for any period of time. So now let's move on to revenue share. This is the potential big one. Now let's be clear, a vast majority of agents with this company or any company's model are not going to be making millions and millions of dollars revenue share, but a certain percentage of agents will be doing a lot of revenue share, and a good amount will be doing a decent amount of revenue share that can literally change someone's life when it comes to this automatic income stream coming in every single month. Again, for doing what? Just the job you already are doing in helping people buy and sell real estate. So here's all I've done. You want the game plan? You want the map for success? Here's what it is. Number one, sell real estate. Well, you're already doing that with the previous company or current company you're at. You're already doing that. Nothing changes. Just keep selling real estate, because the biggest attraction event that someone could possibly have in their back pocket or at their disposal is the ability to sell real estate, because other people in the industry want to be around other people who are selling real estate at a high level. That is big time attraction. Number two, be kind to cross-sell agents. Guys, you know the mantra of Real Broker is to work hard, be kind. Just do that. And especially do it towards cross-sell agents when you're having a deal with on the other side. And they will naturally be attracted to ask questions out of curiosity about what it is about you, how you run your business, and the brokerage you're with. And then you have a chance to share that with them. And number three, do cool stuff and talk about it. Post consistently on social media. Even if you only have 4 followers, do it. Post it on there and it'll organically grow over the time. Don't be married to the 1 or 2 results of a few certain posts. Just put it out there, and the right tribe, the right amount of people will eventually see it and follow you. And when that happens, they'll start asking you questions about the brokerage you're with. So what is this translated into? Well, I tell you what, if you call me or you email me, I'll give you the exact financial numbers in terms of dollar amounts, but you can start doing the math on this if you know the model. And the reality is right now, after 20 months, I have 490 people in my network with Real Broker. And that is something I could never have dreamed of I would have in just 20 months. Never would have had a clue when it comes to that. And here's what's crazy about it, guys, is outside of my team that we all brought over to Real Broker, which is about 20 agents or so, I've only personally brought over to the company nine other agents. And with those 29 people, is now blossomed into 490 people as of recording of this video today in my network, which is, again, absolutely a dream come true. And guys, the reality is, as the company continues to grow, because right now there's only about 18,000 and some change agents with the company in the entire North America area, that is going to continue to grow. It's the fastest growing brokerage in North America. And so if this gets to be where, say, EXP is with 85 to 90,000 agents, think about that growth curve there. And so if I'm already at 490 with being at 18,000 agents, where could it possibly be when the company itself doubles or triples, etc.? And thinking about that just gets me excited. And it all started by just asking the right questions, taking a risk or a chance on something new, but a calculated risk, because there's already proof of concept out there with other companies that have proven this model to be sustainable and real. And then align yourself with the right leadership and the right vehicle that's growing and will continue to grow. And that vehicle, no question about it, guys, is Real Brokerage. So I just wanted to cover with you guys the main reason why I chose to come over to the company and what the results have been in 20 months. And it's been absolutely outstanding. Now, you may be asking the question, well, on the financial side, Kelly, what about commissions? Has your business suffered at all because you made the move to Real? And the answer is absolutely unequivocally no. In fact, it's actually gone up. Why has it gone up? Because everyone in this company shares. We have some of the brightest minds in this company in the real estate game, and they give it all away for free. All of it. They share. There's not walking to the office, closing your door, and having the secret sauce that you're going to hold just to yourself and not share with anybody because there's that scarcity mindset. It's not that way at all. This company is built on abundance and built on masterminding with each other and brainstorming and sharing, and that you get by giving. And I have never been with a company in 19 years now, real estate, that has been like that except for Real. So it's just a breath of fresh air to be around, even though it's decentralized and even though it's cloud-based. It is connected, and it's odd to say that, but it's so true, and it's something you'll experience if you come over to Real Brokerage. But oh, didn't you say there was a problem with Real Broker? That's right, I did. And if there is one problem with Real Broker, because not everything is all rosy with every single company out in America. You have pros, you have cons, and if there is a con, it would be the fact that there is no physical office space to walk into when you want to at your leisure. And because of that, if you're an individual agent that is new especially, you could potentially feel isolated at times, because if you choose not to connect. Now, if you choose to connect, it's a fully different story here. But if you choose not to connect and just stay in your home and not connect with anybody and be isolated, that's something that could possibly happen. Because if you don't reach out and explore where you need to go and who you need to connect with, then the past traditional model would say, well, just go into the office and then hopefully someone walks in and you can chat with them, and maybe not. But at least you can go to that office because there's a sign that says your company name on it, and you can go in there and hang out and hopefully something good happens. Well, in this model, that won't happen because there is not that space for that to occur. There are office spaces. We have our own office space. There are branch offices all across just the city of Phoenix alone, let alone North America. But typically you have to know who you're connected with so that you can go there and see if you have access to the office space or whatever the case may be. But that's where it comes back to the sponsor. The sponsor, the person who brings you over to the company, is such a huge vital role. And that's why I love the co-sponsorship aspect, where you can have two sponsors you can name. That way, maybe if you have a friend that doesn't have many resources, but they're your friend and you want to maybe name them and be part of that, you can still name someone else who maybe has all the resources that you now can access. Maybe it's office space, maybe it's a copy machine, maybe it's all kinds of resources for lead generation, whatever it may be in marketing. It just depends on how you want to do it. So that's why I love the co-sponsorship, and that's why it's a great opportunity to take advantage of that, to make sure you strategically align yourself with whatever it is you most want to work with your business. And if you choose to reach out and if you choose to connect, you will then be that type of person that's going to reach out when it comes to training. And what I love about training with Real Academy is that if you reach out because you want to get something answered, you can always go externally to YouTube and the internet, Google, etc., and you'll probably find the answers. So you don't need that office to go and do it and hope that some guy walks in who's a veteran in the real estate game that can answer a question for you when they're not owed you anything. But that's still a possibility because they're a nice person. That could happen. But not just externally, but internally with Real Academy. So you will find the answer with Real Academy if you tap into classes that are live, 30 to 40 classes every single week live on Real Academy, and everything's recorded. So even if you miss a class live at your own leisure time, you can watch videos and classes and Zooms that are recorded on almost any topic in real estate you could possibly think of to make sure you know exactly what you're doing for a specific topic within the industry. And then last but not least, you're probably thinking, well, okay, once I have that figured out, once I write a contract, how in the world do I do the paperwork? Well, good question, because throughout the Real Broker community, you also have independent transaction coordinators and listing coordinators that will help you when it comes to all your paperwork, your back-end paperwork, and getting everything compliant with the brokerage and your department of real estate. And so I would highly recommend to seek those people out and pay them their fee. Most of those charge a flat per file fee, $300, $400, $500, something like that in that ballpark. And they will handle and help you with those things so that you can focus on your true north, which is helping people buy and sell real estate or invest in real estate. Matter of fact, if you are in the Phoenix area and you are looking for support like that, please reach out to us. We have our own transaction management independent company called 5 Star Transactions. And for that same per file flat fee, we'd be happy to help you with all of your paperwork and back-end compliance so that you can focus again on helping people buy and sell real estate. Reach out to me with any questions regarding that with his contact information below. I hope this video was great for you and that you found out the reason why I made the move to Real Broker and some of the pros and some of the cons about being with the company. Hopefully it's right for you, but maybe it's not. It's not going to be right for everybody. But if you have any questions about joining Real Brokerage, you can also go to growwithrealbrokerage.com or book a time with me on my calendar here, where I'd love to just answer any questions specifically about the company and how we could help if you were looking for a sponsor, as we would love to name you as a sponsor and provide support to you to help you get your business off the ground or just increase production if you're maybe in a current slump. I look forward to hearing from you guys at your convenience. And please, to never miss another video like this, go ahead and subscribe and like our channel. And if you want to see more videos, check out our playlist right here.